Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree?
Yes.
Your understanding it is co-creating at its best. The physical you here focused. The non-physical you here focused. Chewing on the nitty-gritty of your magnificent leading-edge experience for the purpose of contemplation of that which is new and coming into alignment with it. You are appreciating the contrast that helps you to focus your desire into place. Get ready for it. And of course, even though it is not yet manifested, you are still joyful in the idea of what is wanted. Of course. In fact, those unfulfilled desires thrill you, yes? They've learned the right answer. Your words say yes, but your vibration says, what in the world are you talking about? Well, you're coming more and more to understand that desire is born out of the contrast. And as the desire is born out of the contrast, step one of the important process for creation has taken place, because desire is born. And that is the purpose of contrast. And that means you are, whether you are using your words or not, you are offering a vibration that is requesting something from the universe. You are requesting a fulfilling of every desire, whether you put it into words or not. You cannot stand in any place without experiencing the contrast of it. And you cannot experience the contrast of anything without your magnificent mind, which was within you and yours and you even before it came into this body, that mind of you focusing the contrast and concluding a preference. You're doing it at many levels of your being. So you are radiating always requests that the universe is answering. That's step one and step two. When you ask, even if you don't consciously know you're asking, Source still hears your request and answers it. That's how the evolution of all things occurs. Even the one-celled amoeba is having a personal experience where preferences are being born. And even though the amoeba is not using the language that you use with your words, it is offering a vibrational language that Source hears and responds to. Because Source wisely understands that the leading edge perspective, that where you stand is where the premier asking takes place. In other words, what could be more relevant than what's important to you, whether you are the one-celled amoeba or whether you're the full blossoming genius human who has concluded a preference. When you or anyone asks for anything, Source agrees and answers it. There's no competition for the resources of answering, because those resources of answering are expanding exponentially with the requesting. In fact, the more exposure to the more experience, the more asking, and the more asking, the more answering. And that is why this universe is expanding. So when you ask for something, it is always answered, and you do not have to hope that someone else does not ask for the same thing, because it is not a pack on the back of the fantasized Santa Claus that has limits. It is not a finite amount of resources. It is an infinite amount of resources that is expanding in proportion to the asking that is happening. So when you ask, it is answered every single time. You might wonder where your stuff is, because we know you're asking for things and experiences and emotions and relationships. You're asking for things that you do not today believe that you have been the receiver of yet. But we want you to understand that it's not because it hasn't been answered. It has. It is because there is a vibrational variance between your normal offering of vibration and the vibration of your desire. In other words, when you don't have enough money and so you ask for more money, whether you use words or not, that exposure to the contrast that makes you want more money gets more money on the way. In fact, it is held for you out in what we lovingly call your vibrational escrow. It's there waiting for you to become a vibrational match to it. So when you want more money, it's there for you. And if it is not yet coming into your experience in obvious manifested ways, it must be because your pattern of thought must be about not enough money instead of about the money you're asking for. And you can tell whether you are matching the vibration of something you want or whether you are matching the vibration of the opposite of what you want or the absence of what you want by the way you feel. When you feel elation, when you feel energy that you would describe as enthusiasm or passion, when you are in that vibration that you describe emotionally as appreciation, you're a vibrational match to a whole lot of things that are in your vibrational escrow, and you're moving hastily toward them. But when you feel discouraged or fear or worry or anger or even frustration, those negative emotions are your indication that the vibrational relationship between where you are and where you want to be is not lined up. In other words, you cannot be vibrating on this end of the stick and receive what's on this end of the stick. And you can tell by the way you feel which end of the emotional vibrational stick you're vibrating on. So we are going to offer to you some words today. Many of you have been listening to us for a while. Some of you are new to us in this format, but all of you were born with emotional guidance systems. So it's not going to be hard for you to quickly get up to speed with our view of how your universe works. We want you to understand that it is vibrationally based, which means words are inconsequential. Words are nice because they cause a forum of people such as this to focus similarly. And as we focus together and track together, we can have meaningful experiences together. And in fact, when several minds, through the power of the word, are focused similarly, you can offer a group request, so to speak, or a group vibration that can be rather powerful in its attraction qualities. So there are many advantages to your communication. We are not wanting to say that words don't matter, but we do want to say that words don't matter much at all in relationship to the vibration that you're offering. And you are offering vibrations much more than you are offering words. And here's the most important part. The universe is responding to your vibrations, not to your words. Sometimes your words actually match your vibration. Sometimes you feel so good and you shout, "I feel so good," and they match. But sometimes someone says, "How are you?" and you say, "Fine," when you're not. Sometimes you smile. Sometimes you say words that sound cheerful. Sometimes you even conjure cheerful sounding tones in your voice. But the universe does not listen to your cheerful sounding tones or your words. The universe is responding always to your vibration. So if you are feeling discouraged because you don't have enough money, that money that you've been asking for, and there's a whole lot of it, folks, we've seen it, remains in your vibrational escrow. Don't worry, it's yours. No one else is going to get it. But you're not going to get it either as long as discouragement is your dominant vibration. You can't worry about money and let the money in that you've been asking for. We would like so much for you to see the bank account of energy, clarity, money, fabulous relationships, all good things that you have launched into your vibrational future that you just aren't letting in because you are more aware of where you are than you are of where you want to be. So today we want to bring out into the light where you can feel it all through your being. We want to bring to your conscious awareness the vibrational relativity between the vibration of the thoughts that you are thinking. We're beating a drum here, beating the drum of the thought, activating the thought, activating the thought, activating the thought. You know, you only have to activate a thought for about 17 seconds before it brings another thought like it to it. So thought activation is just about focus. So when you activate a thought that says, "My parents never had enough money. We grew up and we didn't have enough money. I've never really had enough money. There are so many things I want that I cannot afford." When you beat the drum of that vibration, you keep a vibration active within you that prevents you from letting in all of this wonderful stuff that you've been asking for. Friends will often say to us, "Well, Abraham, give me the stuff and then I'll feel better." And we say, "It doesn't work that way. You've got to feel better and then the stuff will come." And you say, "Well, that just stinks because if the universe would just make one exception for me and give me the stuff, I promise you I will feel better. And we say, we know you would, but it can't come until there is a vibrational relationship that matches between your vibration that you are dominantly offering and the vibration of what you're asking for. So the way it works is contrast causes you to launch those rockets. When someone's rude to you, you prefer nicer relationships. When you get lost every time you leave the house, you launch rockets that help you, or that are asking for more clarity, a greater sense of direction. When you aren't paid what you think you're worth, you are launching rockets of desire to be paid according to what you believe you are worth. In other words, you are continually launching when something happens in your world or in your government, you launch rockets of preference of the way you would like it to be. And all of those preferences are held for you, but cannot be realized by you in terms of manifestation until you consistently